Hello everyone, this is the one and only Tiffaney Graham, and I am back for another session of Cooking with Tiffaney. And today we are doing a special meal for my busy working mothers. And I know how all of you guys, it's so hard for you sometimes to put a nice good home cooked meal on the table. And trust me, I know when I was back in my corporate days and I would get home so late in the evening, I wouldn't even think about coming home and cooking. But today we're going to show you a nice and easy meal that you can use, which this should be your best friend, the crock pot. The crock pot is something that I came a hold of, and I would just think of something that my grandmother used to make soups or things like that, but I didn't realize that you can make everything that you make on the stove in the crock pot. And the easy thing about it is that you don't have to sit there and slave over stove all day. You can put it in your crock pot and you can move about your business and go do what you need to do. So like before, I have my jams playing in the background. It's the middle of the afternoon, so I'm not drinking any wine today. We are just sipping on some good old water. But we are going to get in, and like before, the directions and all the ingredients will be posted in the comment box below, along with the link that you need to click to get more information on how you can do what I'm doing right now. It is about 1:30 in the afternoon, and I'm putting on my dinner now so that by the time I go pick up my son from school this evening, about 5:30, 6 o'clock when his daycare closes, by the time we get back home, dinner will be ready and we can sit down and have a nice hot meal. So very excited about that. Make sure you go and click on the link. So let's get into it. So first things first, you want to go through and you want to trim and clean up your chicken. I'm going to run through a quick demo because I find that it surprises me that some people don't even know how to clean chicken properly. But if you can see through the camera, you can see all of this fat here and their skin here, and I just want to clean it up and just chop it up a little bit. I don't like all of that junk on my chicken. Some people just go through and, you know, toss up and put it in the pan. And then also, what's a good thing, you don't have to chop it up into big pieces, just something small like this, because what's so good about the crock pot is that it's going to make the meat so tender that it's just going to fall apart and fall off the bone. So just get it, you know, just in some pretty you know, medium-sized chunks, but you know, just go through and pull up all that fat, just clean all that off. So let's get your meat cut up and then we will move on to the next step. Okay guys, we are back and we are making chicken teriyaki with some stir-fried vegetables, and I'm just basically, I have some vegetables in my fridge that I need to get rid of, so I'm like, let me just create something that I can use with all of these vegetables that are about to go bad. I hate when I do that. So first things first, we are going to season the chicken. Nothing fancy, whatever you like to put on your meat. I am going to use some seasoning salt. Now this is some special salt that I got at a market, but it's, you know, just use some general seasoning salt. Black pepper, of course, you need that. I'm also going to put a little bit of onion powder on there. And then this is another one of my special seasonings that I picked up. But it's basically just like a spicy seasoning. So if you just have, it has mostly red pepper flakes in it. So if you just have some red pepper flakes or a little bit of cayenne pepper, just a little bit of something to give it a kick. You don't need to overpower it because it's going to be in teriyaki sauce. So just something to give the chicken a little bit of flavor. Alright, so there you have it. The chicken is all chopped up and cleaned up. So let's get some good seasoning on there. Sprinkle over some seasoning salt. Some black pepper. A little bit of onion powder. And some spicy. Like I said, I like my food spicy and with a kick. Let's give that a good mix around in there. And good to go. Okay. Next step is getting your veggies. Now you can do whatever you like. I'm just going to use what I had left over in my kitchen. So onion is key. I always suggest putting onion in any type of teriyaki dish. It just is good with the flavor. So this is just a medium-sized yellow onion. I love peppers, and I had some left, so I'm using a red pepper and a yellow pepper, and I also had some broccoli that was left over, so I'm going to use that. I tried to use my zucchini, but I couldn't really salvage any of that. So just put it in there whatever you like, but I would just always, like I said, make sure you have your onion. So my vegetables are clean. We're going to chop them up. Typically what I would do, because I like my vegetables to have a little grill on them, I would saute the vegetables first and then add them to the crock pot. Or you can just throw them in the crock pot, whatever you do for your time. In this video, I'm going to saute my vegetables quickly first just to give them a little sear, and then put them in the crock pot. But if you're short on time, you can put them straight into the crock pot. It's not going to make that big of a difference for the flavor. So let's get our vegetables ready, cut them up, clean them up so we can throw those into the crock pot. Guys, we are back. So by now you should have all of your vegetables chopped and ready to go. And like I said, for the way that I like it, I'm going to quickly saute my vegetables just for like a minute or two. You don't have to do that. You can just throw everything into the crock pot. So I'm just going to toss a little bit of olive oil in the pan and saute those quickly. And I also want to give a suggestion for those who are very health conscious, even more so than olive oil users. There is safflower oil, and this is really good. And this is safflower oil for high heat. But it doesn't have the hardening effects that your canola oils, vegetable oils, and even olive oil does. So if you don't know what I mean by that, so when the oil gets absorbed into your body, it can get into your arteries and it can harden up and clog them. Safflower oil doesn't do that at all, and it's made specifically for high heat, so when you're doing sautés, frying, and things like that. So let's go ahead and toss a little bit of this. And I have a wok that I use for my vegetables to saute. I love a lot of stir fries. I just love having this wok. It's easy to use, and it's great for doing things like that, stir frying, pastas, different things like that. So I would encourage you to get one if you don't have them. They're great and easy to use. So let's go ahead and toss all these vegetables if you're choosing to use a saute option. I'm just going to give that a quick toss around, like I said, for a minute or two, and those will be done and ready to go into our crock pot. Alright, now we're ready for our last and final step. Wasn't that so simple and easy? So now we're going to get our crock pot on and warmed up. Now, your settings on your crock pot depend on how long you want to cook it. You can use high and cook a dish like this in probably 2 hours. I like to use low because I really like my food, especially if I'm making something with meat in it, to simmer for a while so the meat gets very tender. Especially the chicken. A chicken will just fall off and rip off like you're eating pulled chicken or pulled pork or something like that. So I'm going to use low for this recipe and cook it on about 4 to 5 hours. I would start with 4. And then after that, if it's as tender as you like it, you can cut it off. Or if you want it a little more tender, then take it off. A dish like this is not going to take very long at all. And then we also have the warm center on my particular crock pot, or most standard crock pots that are just usually used for if you're going somewhere, if you're bringing the dish, and just to keep your food warm while you're there as the low setting. So let's toss our chicken that we had seasoned. Let's go ahead and toss it in the pan. You don't need to add any oil or anything like that. Just put your food in there. Let's toss that. And let's toss our vegetables. And then last but not least, we want to toss our teriyaki sauce on top to coat it. And I'm just using a teriyaki sauce that I love. I found this at my favorite place, the farmer's market. And it's by Soya. But I mean, any standard teriyaki sauce will do. So let's pour some of that on top. And pour it your liking. I mean, you know, there's no real science to cooking. Cooking is really an art. It's really all about how you like it and what you want to do. So toss some teriyaki sauce on there and cook it for about 4 to 5 hours and you are good to go. Enjoy your meal, and I hope that everyone learned and all the busy moms out there have a nice, easy, home-cooked meal that they can make on any busy weeknight. Enjoy your chicken teriyaki with vegetables. This is Tiffaney Graham, and once again, don't forget to click on the link before to find out how you can have the opportunity to change your life over and add some more time to your day and work from home. See you next time. I'm headed for the top. I hope you're coming. See ya.